Alright guys, welcome back to Book Dust Media. My name is Alex, joined by my lovely wife.
Hi, I'm Bethany. Hi there.
That's your cue.
Hi.
When you're supposed to jump in there. So we're going to be doing this series probably a lot on this channel. I do go thrifting. I am a full-time book seller, so I do spend a lot of time looking for books to flip. But I bring books home all the time that are worth money, but my wife likes to steal them. So this series is going to be read or pass. What the pass means, I get to list it and resell it. But we're going to keep some of these. Some of the books I did pick up to read for myself. There's a lot of books here that will catch her attention. Hopefully she will, not hopefully, but she will probably read them. So we're going to start with the first book. This I did grab to actually sell on Whatnot, because I do want to sell like vintage fantasy books. Look at this Fabio cover right there. I mean, why would you pass on this book? I had to pick it up. We have Joanna Lindsay. Am I saying that correctly? Joanna Lindsay's. For me, the cover is hilarious. I really like all these older books, especially the Fabio. This is actually the first, like, Fabio, because that is definitely Fabio, right? They should have put Fabio on the cover when he got hit in the head with the bird on the roller coaster. I would definitely read that. So, Bethany, do you want to look at this book and see what you think of that as anything you would ever read? No. Definitely gonna be a romance book. No. I don't even know if it's fantasy, though. Is just the cover look fantasy?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it looks like they might be in space just by the colors and the backgrounds and
his hair's blowing in the wind, though. Is there wind in space?
It depends on who you ask.
Well, in the moon landing, the flag was actually blowing.
See, we're going right.
Okay.
You really need to watch that podcast. It was really good, okay? Oh, it's in the future. Yeah, it's definitely fantasy. See, they conquer galaxies. I wasn't wrong. I was right. Passion that could conquer the galaxies. I was so right. In the year 2139. Yeah, this is like future tripping. No, I will not read that. I will pass. You know, there were some books that I did steal early on that I thought I was going to read, and they were space related, but they were cats. And I would probably read the
I find a lot of space cat books. I didn't realize there's so many space sci-fi cat books. But yeah, we're going to have to bring this back down and eventually show you all the books that she has already stolen from me.
I gave those.
Alright, so we got to pass on the first one.
Pass stack over there?
Sure.
The keep's going to be over here. That makes sense.
Next up, we have another pretty rough condition on this paperback. Raymond E. Festa. A Darkness at Satharon. I believe I pronounced that correctly. Sethanon. Also, guys, leave a comment down below if you've read any of these books or if you would totally read some of these or not. What is this about?
It set his horse on fire.
His horse is on fire.
It is on fire. It definitely looks epic. I'll give him that. Very epic looking. Volume 4 in the series, so that's not going to happen. Dark legions have risen up to crush the kingdom. Yeah, I'm gonna pass, definitely because it's not a #1. It's also super small print, really close together. That horse is epic though.
So,
look at his whole outfit's pretty epic.
Love the cover art, but it's gonna be a pass on this one. If there is a smaller paperback we would decide to read though, we would probably buy the bigger version. I can't read the little pocket-sized books. Next up, we have The Golden Lion, Wilburn Smith.
For readers of Game of Thrones.
So this one did catch my attention as something I think I would like to read. It does reference Game of Thrones on here. Also, the best historical novel, Stephen King. So I think it's more falls in historical fantasy, maybe?
That looks dope.
So, for readers of the Game of Thrones, Ken Follett is another author that I am kind of curious in reading, which is more historic fantasy, I believe. My dad was actually a fan of his, so I do have some of his books I want to read. An epic adventure spanning land and sea, time and distance, courage, revenge, and everything in between. Golden Lion. I'm going to actually put this in my pile. I think this is something I would maybe want to read eventually. It does have my attention. Just because of the reference of Game of Thrones. Stephen King does help when he puts his name on a book or catches my attention. So I'm going to put this in my stack here. Also, you already know this is going in my stack. Game of Thrones. I probably have multiple copies of this book. I did have all the smaller versions, so I'm trying to get all the bigger versions of this book. Definitely a series that is in my to-be-read list, I think.
I would read it if you read it at the same time. Like, I would do a read through with you.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool. I did start that book. I just didn't finish that. And my commitment to books at the time was not great. So, it definitely has all the things that I am interested in.
Look forward we'll probably read
Dragons
that together
fantasy,
here on the
high
channel.
fantasy.
Next up, Bethany.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm gonna read this. This is going on my pile. This is another of the Never After novel series. It is going to be a guilty pleasure. I'm currently reading the first one, and I'm slightly ashamed, but I've read it almost in a day. So
I might join this because I do have 2 copies of this book, so I might as well read it together. It's not anything I want to read, honestly, at all, but it'll probably be funny if we kind of discuss it together. So let's read that one together.
Yeah. Join the dark romance?
I'll try.
Okay.
I'll at least do a chapter. I'll do a chapter review with you we'll see. We'll go chapter at a time and see if I can get through it. So
I can't even see the front. Okay, now I see it.
My mom came to visit, and this is the book she was reading. She actually left this book here.
She reads a lot.
And I'm not reading it at all, but I thought it was funny. My mom left this book at my house. Do you want to read about Britney Spears?
No.
What if it was Christina Aguilera? Maybe? No?
No. For one, I like fiction. I heavily fiction, fantasy. Those are the genres that I'm into. I don't really do biographies to begin with.
I
but
like
they're
biographies,
not people
and I'm
I'm
still
interested in.
not interested in reading her biography.
No.
So
No.
This is going to be a pass for both of us. Sorry, Brittany. It's Brittany, bitch. Okay.
You just had to say.
I can't help it. Next up, this book did really catch my attention. I love the cover art here. It is really nice art. This is Skin of the Sea, Natasha Bowen. It's really cool looking though. So, I do like the cover art. It's very nice.
Why is this? Okay. A way to survive, a way to serve, a way to save. A mermaid collecting the souls of those who die at sea and blessing their journey back home.
Wow.
But when a living boy is thrown overboard, Simi does the unthinkable. She saves his life, going against the ancient decree and the punishment that awaits those who dare to defy it. To protect the other Mamiwata. I'm not saying that right.
Mamiwata?
Mamiwata?
I don't know if this is a keep or pass, but it's definitely interesting. Is this a maybe? Does this go in a maybe pile?
It does. It goes in a I want to see what Goodreads
She's gonna check
says.
Goodreads. Well, guys, leave a comment down below if you read this book before or are interested in checking this book out. We're gonna put it in the middle here.
I got distracted.
Next up, we have Shadow Over a big word.
Shadow over a big.
We got Shadow Over a word we cannot pronounce. Darkstorm Rising. This definitely looks like an independent pressing book. I just picked it up because
it looks black metal?
It looks pretty black metal. Yeah, it does. It's just cool looking, okay? Fear the dark storm rising over a world covered in shadows where dragons and demon clash. The air breathes death.
That sounds black metal.
It definitely has my attention. It is definitely a dark fantasy. It looks to be... I'm going to put this in my pile. We'll see if I ever get to it. I mean, it's pretty metal looking. Next up, we have Aragon. I have been searching for the first book. This is the first book in the series. Over there in my personal bookshelf, I have the rest of the series. I am going to read this. I see this book recommended a lot. It is on a lot of the YouTubers' top 10 fantasy books. Even though it's more young adult, it's very highly recommended. So I'm excited to read this series. Maybe we'll read it together.
Yeah.
let us know down in the comments your opinion on this book if you've read it before. I'm sure a lot of people have read this. There's probably going to be a lot of books on this channel since we're kind of just diving into reading fantasy that you'd be surprised we haven't read yet. Like The Lord of the Rings. But I did read The Hobbit.
You did read The Hobbit. I read all of Harry Potter.
I see. I read The Hobbit.
And The Lion, the Witch.
I haven't read Harry Potter yet.
Okay.
I do love the movies though.
What is this? The Magic Kingdom of Landover, Volume 1. That looks pretty interesting.
It is Volume 1, so I had to grab it. Beginning of the series here.
Capture the fantasy, the thrills, and far-flung adventure of the first 3 novels in Terry Brooks's enchanting Magic Kingdom of Landover series. What? Oh, is this? This is 3 books. This isn't 1 book. This is Volume 1, so it has 3 the 3 books in the one.
Terry Brooks is an author. I hear his name a lot when it comes to fantasy, so
this is kind of cool.
Probably going to be checking this book out. Well, 3 books apparently.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure when I saw it, but it is all 3 of them in there.
Magic Kingdom for sale. Sold Black Unicorn.
The Black Unicorn. You know what? I've had the single book of the Black Unicorn. I think I sold it though, so I have it again now.
I don't know what it is about this. This sounds familiar. It does.
That's going to be in a You Might Read.
This is
you have to look up the Goodreads and see what they say about this.
I feel like is there a movie that was made on this?
Do you judge all your book reading decisions on Goodreads?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I feel like I do lean on Goodreads to find books that I want to look for. And
that's just people's opinions. So like 3 and up, I would still consider reading. If it's like a 1 star, then yeah, I probably wouldn't waste my time.
Oh, as far as the star ratings, I don't necessarily go off the star ratings. No, this looks cool. I think this would be cool. Like you said, this is an author that is known for a lot of stuff, apparently including Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Or a Star Wars book. But yeah, I think that'd be cool. But yes, as far as Goodreads, yeah, my Goodreads is out of control. It's an issue. My want to reads is now 83 books, and my reads is almost 60. So it's
mine's probably 100, and I've read 3 of those books. No. All right, last up book. I just had to pick it up because it's freaking Dragon World. Secret of Dragon Domain. It's just a dragon book. It's not even a book to read. It's like a children's dragon book. It's just cool pictures of dragons.
Does he look like okay.
Look at these dragons.
Yeah, but the one on the cover, he looks like a Teemu dragon. He looks like
Teemu dragon? Great Value Dragon?
He looks like the Great Value Dragon. Something about his face is not quite right.
I just got it from the pictures. Cool. My son would probably enjoy this book.
Yes, he would.
Not a book we're going to sit down and read, but I might cut out the pictures and hang them up too.
You could.
I'm slowly starting, as you guys saw in the last video, Dragon Collection. So I wanted some cool dragon books.
Yeah.
This is one that I kept. She's got 2 over there.
Technically, I'll read that. I will.
No bueno on these ones again. Sorry, Brittany. We just don't care. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and this series. So this is the first edition of this series. We'll probably have more of these coming. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss next time we turn the page onto our next chapter of this channel.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Ideas. Note to self. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Am I doing the intro again? Alright. Make sure you look at the camera. Are you gonna sleep on the books?
Yes. Okay.
So putting at the end of the video. Are you done?
I think so.
Hugging books?
I have the book hug.
Do you need to sniff them?
I do like the smell of books. I like turning the page. Like, I don't think I could ever get into not reading.